Fancy extra soft.
President Obama has said that health care is his greatest accomplishment so far as president and is now facing a major hurdle, as you well know, in the U.S. Supreme Court. That gets underway just a couple of days from now. And according to the latest Fox News polls, 46% say that they believe that the law should be ruled unconstitutional. 43% believe that it is constitutional, and that may reflect what we see as a tight shape-up in the Supreme Court as well. That remains to be seen. And how about this poll as well? 59% believe that at least parts of the law should be repealed. Only 14% of those asked want to leave the health care bill exactly as it is. So a lot of room for change and development, perhaps, in the bill reflected in that poll. Joined now by Florida Congresswoman Debbie Wasserman Schultz. She is the chairwoman of the Democratic National Committee. Congresswoman, welcome. Good to have you with us, as always.
Thank you, Martha. Great to be back with you.
You know, a lot has been said about the fact that there's not a big celebration going on tomorrow. It marks the second year anniversary of the passage of health care. And as I said, President Obama recently said that he really feels that that's his single greatest accomplishment as president. He's very, very proud of it. So why do you think there isn't sort of a marking of that big day tomorrow?
Oh, well, there absolutely is a marking of this big day tomorrow. It's the 2-year anniversary of the signing of the Affordable Care Act into law, the 2-year anniversary of 3.6 million seniors being able to get lower prescription drug costs because the donut hole, that dreaded Medicare prescription drug coverage gap that the Republicans left open when Part D passed, now is beginning to close, and those millions of seniors are saving money. The 2.5 million young adults that can now stay on their parents' insurance, Martha, until they're 26 years old.
Let me ask
I've had constituents. Well, I want to talk about what we should talk about where there is to celebrate, because there's quite a bit.
Well, you have mentioned several of those items, and the White House has said that they will not be sort of marking it in any kind of anniversary sort of way tomorrow, and that may be because the Supreme Court gets underway next week, and that'll get a lot of attention. There's a recent CBO report that shows that it will cost actually twice what they originally estimated. That the original cost of the healthcare program, $986 billion, now looks like closer to $2 trillion over 10 years. And they estimate that 20 million Americans will lose coverage because small businesses will decide that they no longer want to cover their employees. How do you square that, with the pluses that you are pointing out?
Well, you're not going to have people lose insurance. In fact, millions more small businesses will decide to cover their employees, because right now small businesses can get a 35% tax credit for covering their employees when they don't now. By 2014, they will get up to a 50% credit on those premiums, and so we anticipate that many more people will get coverage.
Well, they may be covered, but they're not going to be covered under the plan that they have, that they could.
Okay,
the
Martha,
president said that they could keep their plan. This is a CBO report that so I'm asking you, can you respond to the CBO report that 20 million people will lose coverage?
21 million people won't lose coverage.
You disagree with the report?
Well, you're not quoting the report accurately, because
I believe I am. Go ahead.
As opposed to, well, okay. Let me answer the question, please. If a business decides not to cover their employees anymore, those employees under the Affordable Care Act will be able to enter the insurance exchanges, which is private healthcare insurance that they will be able to get, that is the same coverage, and in many cases better coverage than they have now. So don't suggest that the CBO is saying they'll lose coverage. They have more opportunities for coverage, but small businesses in particular will have an opportunity to get a 50% premium tax credit, which they don't have available to them now. So this is actually a boon to small businesses.
Well, because they won't be covering a lot of those employees anymore, because they will move over into this larger co-op format that you're talking about.
It's not a co-op.
I understand what you're saying.
Martha, it's not a co-op. It's not a co-op. The insurance exchanges are private insurance.
An experience exchange would be the term for it. Let me ask you this. I wanted to get into the whole budget issue, but I hope you'll come back another day for that, because these are obviously really important topics that we're talking about. Right now in the House, they're debating the independent board that would decide Medicaid coverage. How do you think that's going to go?
Well, I think it's clear that the Republicans in the House are doing everything they can to make sure we can go back to the days when insurance companies could drop you or deny you coverage, when the insurance companies decided that to charge women more for simply for being women.
I'm going to jump in. I hope you'll stay with us after. Will you hold over the break for us, please? We're just going to take a very
Sure.
quick break.